Well, today I'm back here at my treehouse, and I spent a week at a cheap hotel that wasn't very clean, and it spoiled me. Just coming back here and getting my, I bought a tarp. I bought a different tarp, and I have now the shower curtain is on the floor instead of me being directly just on a blanket on top of the ground, because sometimes the blanket would get wet. Well, anyway, just getting it all situated and stuff, and it's funny how cushy the pine needles and leaves I had gathered before I spent this week at the hotel. I was enjoying it like it was a down comforter, and now that I've been sleeping on a mattress again for a week, I'm pushing on, and I'm what was I thinking before? Anyway, so it's kind of hard to see because it's kind of dark, but there's these cavities. So I have my bag. I have my bag there, and this duffel, my clothes had gotten soaked just almost from cool humidity or what, moisture in the air. So I bought a waterproof bag, and my clothes don't all fit in there very well, but at least I don't have to be as concerned about them getting wet. And I was able to hand wash everything while I was at the hotel anyway. So then I have these water jugs and I refill them, but this is water, and then I've got one for spitting and brushing my teeth, so I don't have to necessarily leave the safety and all of this if I want to brush my teeth. I don't feel like I should be spitting sugar from the toothpaste out on the ground, because I'm trying to not mess too much for animals to be attracted or whatever. I mean, animals are here, but you know what I mean, the wrong kind. And then I have one, let me see, I have one I rigged. I have it on the outside. I have kind of made this funnel, and this one I can use that makeshift funnel, which is made out of a notebook. It's actually a thick plastic that was part of a miniature notebook. And when I got done using the notebook, it was all used up. Excuse my stomach. I made a makeshift funnel, and I can use that bottle in the middle of the night to go pee, so that because I can't really stand in here, but I figured out a way of using that when I'm only kneeling. Anyway, because my toilet is let me turn this around. Where is it? Okay. My toilet is over there, and it's 2 tires I stacked. Anyway, so I'm kind of slouching here. So I have a sleeping bag. I actually have one, you just can't see in here very well, but I have one that I'm not really using, except I'm kind of using it as a pillow. They bought me a 2-pack for some reason, and sometimes I zip them together because that makes it much more, it's the mummy type, but it's a cheap Walmart mummy type. I mean, I'm grateful for them, but when you zip 2 of them together, then you can actually move around a little. And so I bought this tarp, but yet there's a hole, I kind of have my bottles makeshifted up there, but there's a hole up here, there's a window basically. So I have a backpack blocking, a backpack that had gotten moldy when my clothes had somehow gotten wet from, it was basically it wasn't rainproof, and so I have a backpack that still has some waterproofing somewhat qualities to kind of block the wind, because that's a window. This cavity here, you can see it goes way up. One night it was so cold, in the first few nights actually, when I only had the shower curtain and the quilt, I actually thought maybe I should try to get up in there, but I tried. I was just too big. It was scary too, because it was so dark and I could not see what I was doing. So some of this wood, let me turn it around. Some of this wood, so I think it's pretty. There's not enough light in here for you to really see, but I think it's pretty. But some of it will flick away like this. this is not as hard as some of it. So this part is nice and hard and I can lean on it. I can use this part here to, like, you know, grip on if I need to get my bearings when I'm trying to stand up. But the parts that are like in the cavity that you can't really see good enough, but some of this stuff, it'll like flake away. Oh, there's the chain. Too big that I bought so I can, I'm not thinking right, but when I should have bought a sleeping bag before I had spent one night out here, you know, I used the last night money to like buy more layering things, and I bought men's wool socks and size 9 men's shoe, which had been more, you know, just a little roomy, but I couldn't fit the socks in with my feet in the boot, so I had to switch it. And then now I kind of regret having them so big. Anyway, you can see how the train's going by. There's lots of trains that go faster. There's like more like the Amtrak type or whatever it's called, like the people climb. And right where I'm at, basically, the ground starts going up. So I'm kind of in this like, you know, slightly hilly area. And this is just my tarp. So I tried to get one big enough that I could cover the roof, but this tree, it's one, but it's from outside, it looks like it's 3 smaller, skinnier ones. So this is just like the, you know, the base of it, but because of the hill that it's on, because of the way it's positioned, it doesn't look like there's anything big enough for me to even be like, I can't lay all the way, but like, you know, I can like lay on somewhere. If I sit up straight, then I can put my legs on straight in the sleeping bag, but I can't lay down flat. If I want to lay down flat and go to sleep and it's not snowing, then I have to put my feet up outside of, basically, you know. So, I mean, I'm thankful for it, and I have thought several times how much fun, like, my kids that are little, like, young enough still to enjoy, this would be fun for them. And anyway, well, I know I was saying about the tarp, so because of the way the tree is shaped up top, it certainly wasn't easy to, like, you can't just put the tarp over, so I had such a hard time with it. And it's got a lot of play, so like the shower curtain had been much more like cutting more straight across, and it didn't have extra room, but the shower curtain was thicker. There it is, because now it's my floor, and there's my quilt. And a different blanket for the quilt that's like, you know, like I said, these ladies, I mean, of course it's not going to look nice because I put it out here in the ground, but it's very pretty and everything. Just, even now it's feels damp to the touch. It's just because it's cold outside. And anyway, but I had a hard time with the tarp to try to cover this hole, because if it rains, you know, and it has snowed and rained quite a number of times, then obviously things get wet. Now I have, like I said, a waterproof bag for my clothes, so I don't have to worry about them as much. And I like have my, if I can, there's like this part of the tree where it like it kind of goes up all jagged here, and so I was able to kind of use it as a rack right there. So I like to try to keep things away from where the rain can come in. But it was nice when I came back today, because it was still actually pretty nice out, but it was warmer, and it was probably around noon and I was sitting in here, had just gotten things tidied where I could, you know, kind of relax and adjust back to being here. And you know, I was able to look at the sun because it was like the right time that it was passing by my window. So I was like, okay, you know, because I actually had like logs. I say logs, but you know, fallen logs of various sizes that I had laid across. But when I was doing the tarp, I really thought I was going to be able to like cover all the holes. So I like took all the stuff down, and then I wasn't really able to configure it the way I was thinking because of the way the tree is shaped. And you know, you're just working with like, you know, the three. It's like trying to put a tarp where there's like three, basically like three trees, but with the base is where I'm living. So anyway, I just thought I would go ahead and, while I still have battery from being at the hotel on my phone, just kind of show you a little bit what it's like. So you saw the train, and it's a makeshift train, and there's just, so this way it's like much more like bull rush or rushes of some sort. And it's kind of funny because on the other side, I'm not gonna get up now and go film it, but on the other side where it's like this hill, it's so many pine needles, and it's like they've collapsed over time to where like sometimes I'm walking to go out of the woods, and so I'm kind of like just traveling through. I don't go that way as often, but I did from coming back from the hotel. And sometimes you take a step, you like go down because it's like not compacted, and it's a little bit scary. So I was like, oh my god, I hope there's not like something deep enough where I could really, kind of get myself hurt. So I did fall in, I fell hard the other day going this way that's more just like a normal wood, but there was a hole that was probably for some animal, and it had something laid over top, and I just was walking and I fell hard. I was like, oh wow, there's another train. You can't really see it. So, I mean, I can see it. If I'm up and standing out, I can see it better. And it looks really cool when it goes by at night, because certain parts light up. And I thought I wanted to take some pictures of that before I'm not out here anymore. But anyway, I'm really glad for my tree and sleeping bag. And I stocked up on like dried fruit and nuts via Amazon order because I don't have a car when I was at the hotel. And I ordered this, it's like a 90s down ski jacket, but it's short. It fits me, like when I stand up and zip it up, like it fits me around, but it didn't say petite, but I'm tall. But I love the down, and I'm like, they just don't make things like they did in the 90s, like this is so, look at how vibrant these colors are. Anyway, it kind of just made me happy how nice it is, like even though like it's quilted on the inside. And anyway, that doesn't matter. But getting adjusted back out here, it's like, but I told myself this is dirtier in a way than the hotel, but in a way not. Like, I got some dirt under my nails earlier and I was messing and getting things configured, and I was like, thought to myself, well, that's one thing I haven't missed, having like just a lot of dirt under my nails. I don't have like many nice nails or anything, but I actually cut them short on purpose because they were so dirty. And but I think the hotel, like, it doesn't seem like they had put clean sheets on before I had the room, and I don't like that at all. And I feel like this is just a cleaner kind of dirty, if that makes sense, And anyway, I definitely don't look my best. I left all my makeup at the hotel that I've been staying at for months. I was like, I won't need any of this. I'm gonna be living in the woods, and I didn't know about that there would be a tree, obviously. So this week when I was at the hotel, which was a different hotel, I was like looking on eBay and looking on different places and like looking at like makeup. I'm like, I really think I would look more it wouldn't look so rough if I had some eyeliner and, you know, a blush stick or something. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I mean, only do I wear really some makeup when I would be going out. I'm not someone who, if I'm around the house and stuff, like I'm not someone who, unless I'm like, are you gonna actually buy makeup and like, you know, can you imagine like you're putting on makeup to be in your tree? Like that doesn't make sense to me, right? So anyway, ended up that I had less money in my account than I realized, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna spend the last little bit of my money on makeup when, you know, I might need to wash a load of clothes or buy some more water or whatever. So I think I have like a whole $11 to my name, and I'm thankful, and this is not my forever, and it's been revealed to me like what I'm here for and what all is coming out. And actually it's pretty mind-blowing, because whoever would have thought leaving the marriage and going against all I believed, it was like I believed in like being born again, but it's like I ended up going through like a true awakening, which I wouldn't have believed in. And then I started having visions, and even after that I still didn't know all this stuff, but it was like in increments. Like, oh, you've been molested since infancy. Oh, you're being starred and born, even, you know, like in the marriage, like he's been making money off of this. All these downloads, all these hits, all these, the understanding is just more and more and more, and I'm like, oh my god. And then when I finally, this last time, was able to let go of these, like, this draw, these feelings I had for Alito, and he had shown no interest in me, no anything, and I knew in my mind that I deserve better and that this is ridiculous, but I really just was like, kind of like the whole like twin flame soulmate thing. Because what had happened back when I lived with my mom still, before I went to prison, I was listening to a tarot message, and it said something about how, you know, you're meeting in the astral realm. Basically, you're having sex in the astral realm. And I scoffed. Okay, it was just a tarot reader. It was a general reading, you know, so it was not like it was a personal reading. But I scoffed. And that very night, I dreamed in a way that I hadn't dreamt before. And it was in the astral realm. And it was, you know, like in dreams, sometimes you can't see faces, but you can tell who the person is. But we were being intimate, and it was, obviously it was in the astral realm. And that only happened once, or I would not know really of such things. But the way that it happened the same night that I had been watching and scoffed, I felt like it was spirit or the divine, or however you want to say, showing me that I was wrong, and that the tarot reader had picked up on something that did apply to me. And that was the one thing that made me not let go. When I kept trying, I'm like, but that had been such a confirmation. So I still let it go, and when I let it go, it was like, excuse my stomach, it was like the Wheel of Fortune turned, and I became on the top, or however you want to say. Like, these things are new to me still, you know, but I am at this peak of, even though my 3D isn't really showing it yet, right? But I'm at this peak of like, I have out of this world protection, and I know it. And I have defeated all of these dark entities that are in human form. They're in these humans that are all these people that I know and people that I don't know who are part of the Illuminati / all its varied forms, because, you know, when I got the download and I saw the vision of the Mennonite sacrificing human, who was a woman, beheading her, and then I started getting all these like hits is what I call it, but like understanding, like, okay, this is what they're doing. They're actually like eating the flesh, like it says in the Bible, like eat the flesh and drink the blood. Like that is actually what it is. And it's like, oh my god. And it's like Christianity is like a ruse, basically. And so all these people that I've known for like all these years, like decades, some of them, they're high-ranking warlocks, they're pedophiles, they actually are cannibals. And I'm taking them down. And I'm high-ranking in the spiritual realm. And I'm, you know, an empress, or I'm a high priestess for sure. I've always been very intuitive. And basically I've just been around a lot of only karmic people who've always gaslit me and made me doubt those nudges, those things I would pick up on. I would know when people were pregnant, when they had just taken the test that day and hadn't told anybody, and I, you know, it was suppressed because I had a lot of unhealed trauma, but I've always been very intuitive. So anyway, this is getting longer than I was expecting. I just wanted to kind of show you the tree. So the green is just the dark. Anyway.